Hey there YouTube. So I'm making a video on what happens when you change some of your suspension components and you turn the steering wheel and it will not recenter itself and it stays stuck to one side, and what that is and what the causes are. You will see that if you change certain suspension components, things will bind and things will stay and they won't want to return back to normal. This is common in ball joints. If you change your ball joints, after I did some research, I realized that your ball joints could be binded when you pushed them in, or if they're just seized. And I had a problem with mine where they were seized before I even installed them because they had no play at all even, which is understandable. They usually have a certain pressure before they break into when they start moving. Where if you turn the steering wheel, these ball joints won't allow it. I am going to go back out and I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like in the car, and you'll be able to see what exactly happens. Alright guys, so this is the Z I took with me to the drift event at Vegas Drift. I will be taking a video of what it looks like when the steering wheel is stuck when I'm turning. I want to point out that on the front end I replaced the front lower control arms, I replaced the upper control arms, the outer tie rods for increased angle, and the ball joints. It took me a little bit of research to realize it's the ball joints that cause the wheel to stick and stay instead of returning and snapping back. Unfortunately, I might have to replace those unless they break in some more, but the alignment shop told me that it's a common issue, not a major issue. And then I did look it up. People will say to drive on it more, and then eventually it'll start to loosen up. So I did drive on it roughly, I want to say 60 miles the day before the drift event. Didn't see much of a difference. It did help because it was stuck. Unfortunately, it does still have an issue where it's just not comfortable driving. It's not gonna return back to center. So I'll go ahead and get an in-car video so you can see what the steering wheel looks like. So in case you're having a problem with your steering, not just drift cars or anything else, I found out this is an issue with a lot of other vehicles out there. When you replace those ball joints, that they could bind and you'll be stuck. All right, I found an open lot which would be good enough to show this. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the steering wheel all the way and we'll just let it do its thing. And it will not return. It is stuck, which this did make it a little tough during drifting, unfortunately, but there's not much I could do about it. And then that's not just that way. All right, turn the steering wheel all the way left. I mean, almost all the way. I don't want to keep it binded, and it does come back a little bit this way, which is nice. But unfortunately, right, it definitely doesn't. And there we go. This did self-return. But this is the symptoms of, unfortunately, bad ball joints, or not bad ball joints, seized ball joints, or binded. Oh, see, now it's on a stuck thing. So even if I try to like push it out and then it doesn't work, but yeah, it stays stuck, and that's not a normal finding, unfortunately, and it should not happen when you get those replaced. Okay. So what's next is I'm gonna have to contact, or I've actually already contacted them right out the gate, but I got my supplies through GK Tech. Amazing work. I've used them before for other suspension stuff on some of my other cars, and always like the quality. Customer service, they were quick, they responded pretty fast. They just want me to get a video out to them. They pretty much said the same thing, that they expect that they're just the ball joints, and I believe that they might be replacing them. I'll update you guys on my next video of what happens. Unfortunately, that is a thing though with ball joints, that if you have one or both could be bad. When you turn the steering wheel, it will not recenter. Alignment could be an issue too. Always double check your alignment. I did get my shop from or have my stuff done in an alignment shop, a reputable one out here, and my caster is great and it should be recentering. But unfortunately, there's nothing I could do. Until next time.